Travis and I are answering some questions that came in over the weekend about forgiveness. Here's one that was kind of laid out for us in a scenario. What if someone is offended or takes offense at something that you said or did, but they never tell you,
Okay.
and you never know it, and then they come to you later and they say, Travis, I forgive you for what you did, and this is the first time you've heard of it, you weren't even aware of it. Should that person do that? In other words, should we let people know we forgive them when they're not even aware that they offended us?
Yeah. I'm not sure that there's a chapter and verse for audible forgiveness in every scenario. I think you got to know the scenario, right? Because if you, in a proud way, went up to an individual and said, I forgive you, that could not be received real
When they're not
well.
even sure what you're talking about?
Yeah, exactly right. So I think you got to know the scenario. But one of our elders yesterday, I thought, said something really powerful. He said, words do have power. And so I think when there is a mutual agreement of offense and one party goes to the other and says, hey, I forgive you, those words could be powerful. And that could mean a lot to an individual to know, yeah, I hurt you and you're releasing that. That means a lot. That could do a lot for reconciliation. So I think there's times where, yeah, I think it is powerful, but I don't think it's mandatory or completely necessary.
And it seems like in this scenario,
Yeah.
there's a prior conversation that has to
Right.
happen. Like if you're confident that I was offended or I was hurt,
Yeah.
the first conversation may be, can we talk about this conversation
Yeah, for sure.
or this incident, as
Yeah.
opposed to just assuming and then going in the spirit of like, I forgive you, and they're caught off guard like, oh, I didn't know we even had a problem.
Right.
And I think there's something to be said for this, Travis. You might want to comment on this. If you have to always verbalize something, who are you doing that for? Is it for your credit and stature, or is it really for the good of the relationship? I'm a little hesitant when someone has to consistently always verbalize it to make sure everyone's aware of where they are. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think sometimes you just have to bear the burden a little bit and swallow that and eat that and allow the hurt to settle in your own heart without having that moment of reconciliation or that moment of interaction with the other individual, because you probably won't always get that opportunity.
Yeah, you won't. And if you always wait for it or feel like you have to verbalize it, you'll be slowed down in your spiritual growth.
For sure.
Many things can be handled just in your own heart with the Lord and letting people off the hook and letting it go so that you're not then hindered by this assumed necessity to have to verbalize it to everyone.
It's that root of bitterness that you talked about a couple weeks ago, for sure.
Actually, the rot of bitterness.
That rot of bitterness.
But I'll give you a pass on that one.